Well, let's just talk about 2012. How did that go for you? And what trends did you see coming out of it?
I think 2012 went really well with the concerts that we put on here. I've been really pleased with the programming in Al's Den. Where we've done the week-long residencies with artists where they invite guests to come in and do sort of songwriter in the rounds and kind of unique performance opportunities and stripped-down performance opportunities.
Yeah.
I've been really happy with the way that the White Eagle has grown as a community and a place where artists like to play in town. There's a lot of artists that I've been watching really closely throughout 2012. I really enjoyed Shadows on Stars' new album. Been watching Josh and Mayer really closely, and I like the way that they've evolved as artists over the year. Yeah.
Well, musically, what were the biggest trends for you this year?
How would you define a trend for me?
Something that's working that wasn't working before, or working better.
Okay. Well, I feel like more electronic sounds are making their way into styles of music that didn't used to have those. I'm hearing a lot of more synthy sounds and like the Americana and the folky kind of acts that I've been watching, and I've been seeing a lot of even those acts themselves moving away from being twangy and more pop music and more indie rock sounding, which has been nice. I love country music, but I love to see those artists evolve.
What bands are like that in your mind?
Well, when I started seeing Josh and Mayer, they were a lot more folky.
Yeah.
And they've definitely turned into a rock band since then. I saw them on New Year's Eve, and it was a big electronic kind of show. Yeah.
Does that present a problem for you when somebody changes their style?
No, not at all. I mean, it's more whether or not it presents a problem for them. If the audience doesn't follow it, of course that's not great. But I haven't seen that happen.
Yeah, it does seem to happen. I mean, Laura Ivancy is now turning into her electronic thing. Of course, Stephanie Schneiderman was a huge change when she did that. It's interesting that you should mention the electronic stuff because you're the third person to mention that. So I guess it's really true. I wonder why that is.
I think it's I'm not sure I could really tell you. I think people are interested in making people dance a little bit more.
The clubs you book are not known for being dance clubs, though.
I would say no for the most part. I mean, the White Eagle is definitely very versatile. We have a long history with jam bands and acts like Philly's Funkestra and Fruition when they were first coming up. We've always moved the tables away and built the dance floor when necessary.
Do you see any bands that you think might break through in 2013?
I think Josh and Mayer is going to do really well this year. I think World's Finest from the jam band scene is going to do fantastic this year. I've seen a lot of growth from them just over the past 3 or 4 months. Goodness, I'm really looking forward to Mike Midlow's new album this year too.
Now, when you say you see a band grow, what do you mean by that?
I mean, their sound becoming more polished, and also just building an audience, seeing more people coming out to see them each time.
We haven't had a band the level of, say, the Decembers to break through nationally for quite a while. I mean, nobody was nominated for a Grammy this year except Esperanza Spalding, and she doesn't really live here. What do you see coming up? Is there a next best thing, or are we past that era of next best thing?
As far as the artists growing to that size and doing it soon, I really think Ila Bamba is going to do that. I'm almost certain Typhoon is going to do that.
They seem to be. on everybody's list.
I think the Parson Redheads and Tango Alpha Tango are just on the cusp of getting much bigger.
Talk a little bit about how the Owl's Den concept has worked, and what have you found what have you had to tweak, if anything?
The Owl's Den concept, when we began, made me really nervous. Just the idea of convincing an act to play 7 nights in a row in this weird little basement, and they can't really get too loud down there, and all that. But it's really has worked. It's been really successful, and people have been very receptive to it. It's been a great place for songwriters to try out new material, and it's been a great place for acts to invite sort of their celebrity friends to come and sit in unannounced and that kind of thing. So it's worked really well on that level. We've also been doing comedy there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights with the Ed Foreman show, and that's taken off as well.
Ed Foreman, what a guy! I remember doing an interview with Asher Falero, and he was trying something totally different every night. Yeah,
he either covered an album or he did a night where he was covering all songs by a particular act.
Now, are you finding people doing that more, or just doing their own?
A lot of them are doing a little bit of that. Occasionally, artists will ask if they can cover the same album each night, and I'm hesitant about that. I definitely want every single night to be different. Usually, the way they're doing that, though, is by inviting different acts to sit in with them each night. So they'll have the guitar player from Tango Alpha Tango play some songs with them one night, and maybe a drummer from another band another night, that kind of thing.
It's a fun job.
It's a very fun job, yes. I can't imagine doing anything else.